Yeah, man, I'm back, man. You know, your boy really don't know too much on this new shit, man. I'm learning this video shit as I go, so gotta keep fucking with that camera. Anyway, let's get through this 7 through 11. This shit, you get to learn this shit, man. You learn a lot of shit 7 through 11. You start going to church and all that shit. So you start to get a lot of influence in your life. You got your peers influence you. You start to learn to meet adults that's into all these different places and situations that you're starting to be involved in, church, camp, sports, and all that. So you're starting to get all these different personalities and all these different people, and you learn this stuff from all of them. You know what I mean? So at a young age, we start to develop, like be a sponge at that age. So we taking in everything that's around us, in our surroundings, and we learning about it. And so all the way up to sixth grade, from second grade to sixth grade, sixth grade is a big thing, man, because you really get to learning a lot of different shit. And like I said, I was shy at sixth grade. In sixth grade, I was quiet. I remember getting teased and picked on and shit here and there. Motherfuckers just cracking jokes, basically. Some of the more popular little dudes that was in the school and shit. A couple females, had little motherfuckers in different classes. In different classes, I had to just talk shit. And I was just quiet, laid back, like I ain't, I wasn't a violent dude or nothing like that. But I am gonna tell y'all some of my story in another whole little different session. Just kind of skip through some shit. Cause first time I really understood the world could get violent and shit like that. I think I was 5. Yeah, I think I was 5, man. Big ass dude slammed me on my motherfucking head, bruh. Hard too, put a knot on my motherfucking head. So yeah, 5 years old, I learned about the devil at 5 years old too. So yeah. Anyway, so 7 through 14, that's all the way up to the ninth grade, and I'll come back and talk more about that. But then you got your final stage, the formal operational stages, and this is ages from 12 on up. So from that second stage, it was saying like, I guess this kind of overlaps the second stage of the 7-year cycle. So this 12 on up, we began to think more rationally about abstract concepts such as success and failure, love and hate. We form a deeper understanding of our own identity and our morality. And so that's what I'm saying. From 12, so like I said, anywhere from 11 to me, if you ask me, from 11 to sixth grade, this is where you really start getting more influenced or influencing more and becoming more of your own independent person. You starting to, really understand and grasp the concept of your own personal identity. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to build character from the different things and situations you've been going through up until that sixth grade period. And so I'm gonna stop at sixth grade on that, and then come back and go back into more, because I think from there on it's more of a young adult age. You know what I'm saying? Like from 12, you're still a youth. 5 to 12, I consider a youth, and then a teenager, 13 to 19. But the 12-year-old from youth to the teenage, 12 to 19, we're gonna talk about that. From 12 to 19, and then we're gonna just kind of wrap this all into the big old bow I'm trying to bring it to. But I just want everybody to kind of go back and reflect on all those different ages and see what influenced you. What was you doing at age 7 in second grade, at age 8 in third grade, at age 9 in fourth grade, and on so forth and so on. And it's gonna vary from everybody else, depending on your age and when your birthday live, what grade you gonna be in. Just go back and kind of consider, think about that. What was influencing you at that particular time? in your life. And so after I talked about the ID, the ego, and the third component of that is the superego. And I already discussed this, but just still, like I said, I wanted to wrap this all up together. The superego is the last component of the personality to develop. Around age 5, the superego, so around age 5. So the superego is the last component of the personality to develop, and that's around age 5. The superego is the aspect of the personality that holds all of our internalized moral standards and ideals that we acquire from both parents and society. And so that's just giving a little bit of that superego. And like I said, the superego, I discussed all these in full detail, but you can go and look these things up, these 3 components of personality. The ID, the id, which is the id, the ID, id, the ego, and the superego. And it says that, the superego, the ego balances out the ID and the id. They try to compromise between the two. And so when the two become unbalanced, then the ego goes into an anxiety stage, and to fight or flight, basically. So I wanted to get more into ego too. So I'm a rep. So what I'll do when I come back though, I'm a continue from sixth grade on to 12 to 19 years old, just to get an idea, like I said, of us as teenagers, because I know we all adults and we understand where we came from, and we everybody know what grade you was in and all the shit I'm telling you basically. But the thing I want you to do is go back and think about where you was at that particular time, and what was influencing you, what was you doing, where was you getting your ideas from, what was your thought on life, what was your idea on life, what was your ideology, what was your moral standards and your values at, how did you get your values, where did them come from, where your morals come from, where did you start, how did you start, and when did you start to develop the person that you are today, where did that start at? Because as a kid, we freelancing, we run around here free. Most of us, majority of our teenage life, or half our teenage life, we was just out fucking around, basically. And probably 16, you start getting a little bit more, or 15 for some, it's a little different. So let's go back and see where you was at in that particular time of your life, all the way up, like I said, from kindergarten up to 6th grade. And then I'm gonna come back and finish all this off. But another part of this I wanted to share too, though, about the ego, and it's the negative ego, the negative side of our ego. And so the information that I got right here, it says like the negative ego behaviors are usually entwined with negative ego behaviors are usually entwined with low ethical conduct, which damages building trust between people in order to communicate transparently and honestly. All of us have been trained extensively in the negative ego beliefs that have defined our materialistic and selfish 3D existence. Let me repeat that. Negative ego behaviors are usually entwined with low ethical conduct, which damages building trust between people in order to communicate transparently and honestly. All of us have been trained extensively in the negative ego beliefs that have defined our materialistic and selfish 3D existence. The polarity of these forces amplified our personal beliefs to sway between independence and codependence, when neither state is energetically balanced or healthy for the entire human organism. So the polarities of these forces amplifies our personal beliefs to sway between independence and codependence, when neither state is in energetic balance or healthy for the entire human organism. And so that's just basically this pinching into the, just getting in just a little bit into the information on ego. And so, like I said, the next video I'll do will be mainly on the ego, and just kind of running through those teenage years of our life and run it together and see how our egos begin to form and our personality begin to form, and how the ego kind of start to control our consciousness, start to control our everyday living, start to control our reality, and kind of like this kind of take the wheel from us, and basically we put it on autopilot. We ride on autopilot. We unconsciously move around majority of our day on autopilot, and let our ego basically take control and drive us, throughout our day. And so these are what I want to say, controlled, not controlled, but these are what I want to say, instilled behaviors. These are behaviors that we begin to learn at an early age, and they start to come in a pattern, and so it begins a cycle, and forms this way of living to where everything is automatically, like when you wake up in the morning, you know what you do in the morning when you wake up automatically. Your routine, when you do what you do. When you hop in the car, you automatically know how to start the car up. You automatically know how to drive. You know where you're going. You know how to get there. It's all mapped in here. It's all on autopilot. We really don't have to do nothing. It's unconscious. Like riding a bike. Once you learn how to ride it, you know how to ride it. It's unconscious. You can just get on there and ride it without thinking about it. And so most of the things we go do throughout our day, we do it unconsciously, not even thinking about it, because it's a repetitive cycle. It's something that we do constantly on a regular, and so we no longer really have to think about what we gonna do, So that leaves a lot of room for us to start worrying about other stuff. That's when worry kick in, and anxiety, and worried about the future, and reminiscing on past, and what I want to say, incidents that we was hurt from, or brought us pain in some type of way, and so then we start to become depressed and different things like that. But like I said, I I'll get into a lot of this stuff when we start to talk more about the ego, personality, and how some of that can lead to being egotistical and having a big ego and being what do I want to say? This all, the ego begins to turn your personality into something different. Like I said, become egotistical, become selfish, become self-centered, become conceited, and so just start to develop the character that we are today. And it's unconsciously, like I said, but the ego is basically a protector, and because it try to keep us protected from the things that it considered to be bad for